Good morning. We're going to be in Luke chapter 22, verse 7 says this, "Then came the day of unleavened bread, when the Passover must be killed, and he sent Peter and John, saying, 'Go and prepare the Passover for us, that we may eat.' So they said to him, 'Where do you want us to prepare?' And he said to them, 'Behold, when you have entered the city, a man will meet you, carrying a pitcher of water. Follow him into the house which he enters. Then you shall say to the master of the house, the teacher says to you, where is the guest room where I may eat Passover with my disciples? Then he will show you a large furnished upper room there, and make ready.' And so they went and they found it just as he had said to him, and they prepared Passover." This was planned to be such an incredibly special night. You would have expected that leading up to Passover, you would need to have some form of a reservation or knowledge of where you're supposed to be and have that planned out well ahead of time, given the sheer amount of people that were going to be coming into the town. But obviously, God didn't need reservations. He knew exactly how this entire evening was going to play out from the foundation of the earth. The disciples, however, did not. The disciples had to simply ask the question, where do you want us to prepare? And you notice when he gives them these instructions, they seem, you're going to find a man who's carrying some water, go in his house, right? And ask him for a room. That level of faith to just say, you know what, let's just see what he says. Wouldn't you prefer, like, hey, maybe you tell us the exact house, the street number, the street name, maybe even the man that's there, so we can introduce ourselves the proper way. That wasn't the case. We were given here that there was very little information, but just trust that the Lord is going to provide. I think this is one of those great examples for us, that there are many times in which God is going to bring opportunities before us, and he doesn't give us a whole lot of the details, or just enough of the instruction or what the next step is going to be. And that's where faith comes into play, right? As you take that step of faith, and as they would enter into Jerusalem and eventually see a man that carried a pitcher of water, you're like, wow, this must be the guy. Follow him and enter into his home, which was kind of crazy in and of itself, and just trust that this was going to be exactly what the Lord had provided. This is the blessing of the journey of faith, right? When you end up choosing to follow Jesus Christ, you get to discover that you're not going to see the whole plan. That part of the adventure, honestly, is a lack of knowing, right? A sense of ignorance, not in a bad way, but in a very beautiful and almost mysterious way of how God chooses to work through our steps of obedience and through our faith. This is the journey that makes the Christian journey so much greater than everything else the world could ever have to offer, right? There's a sense and understanding that God can guide and direct our steps in ways we could have never understood nor ever been able to do on our own. And as you do that, it only strengthens and builds your faith and trust in the Lord. And so my encouragement, my challenge you today is that if you have a sense the Lord is guiding and directing, just trust him. Open your mouth, share your faith, ask someone, can I pray with you? Ask the Lord for an open door. And then when you see the open door, make sure you walk in it. And just trust him as he leads and guides and directs your life, because we know that from before the foundation of the world, right, he knew us. He had prepared good works that we should walk in them, that this is a part of his masterpiece. We are his workmanship. And we ought to walk in all these good works, these open doors. And so, therefore, have great faith, enjoy the adventure of following Jesus Christ. And you know what? When the door is open, walk in it. Love you guys. God bless you all.